And action.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Landon Sears and I have an album coming out on January 30th. I have a bet here with my manager Zane that if we get 100 pre-orders on iTunes of the album, that he has to get a massive tattoo of a goose on his chest. Alright, if we get this, we're going to put it right here. We're going to put it all the way across there. A massive tattoo of a goose. Give Zane the goose!
Action. You want action.
Yeah,
That's what you want.
Yeah, just clap.
So, my name is Zane Gosser. I currently act as Landon's manager. It's a little bit hectic at times. We actually met via social media way back in the day. We lived very close to each other. He lived the county over from me in Kentucky. And I had moved to the city that he had lived in my senior year of high school. Yeah, he was just always kind of being a goon on Twitter. And I had some friends from my high school that were kind of friends with him. And we had hung out a few times, and he would just pull up one time. And we kind of kicked it off after that, and I hung out with him all summer. He would just pull up on me out of nowhere and just demand that we hang out and chill. And we would just ride around town, bumping some music. How long you been?
I worked for gratitude for
There's going to be something
probably
special.
2 years. This location has only been open 5 months?
Oh, really?
Something like that. Yeah, we moved. We used to be in the Nations, but we didn't like the building we were in that much.
How did you get tired of being his manager?
Well, it started with, I guess, and you kind of have this similarity with me too. I went to UK my freshman year of college. I graduated in 2015. And I had always loved music, kind of wanted to do it. Didn't know what I wanted to do in college at all. My major was literally undergraduate studies because I had no idea. I was like, all right, I got 2 years to figure it out. And I had kind of seen their thing. I had this class project where I had to make a documentary. No, not as good as this one, this man's video work, you know. But and I knew I wanted to do over the music industry because I knew it'd be a cool thing that no one really understood, like the recording process of artists in the music industry. Really, like no one really knows how much goes into it, like the common person. So I went down there to Belmont University because that's where Landon had came. Filmed a couple stuff. He had a different manager at the time. His name is Joseph Chandler. Good man, good man. Also filmed some stuff with my other artist, Zen Sound. Came down here and just loved like the Nashville energy. It was crazy. It was like people were open-minded. It's very different in Kentucky, you know, like there's not a big music scene there, and I just knew immediately I had to come down here and be here. So he released a couple songs. Everyone's gonna know the one I'm about to mention, Blueberry Cadillac. And he was starting to get some interest from that, and that was just like his first single that really got attention. And I could just tell like he needed help on the business end because things had fallen out with this collective he had been in. He was kind of by himself in this one-bedroom apartment in Gale Lane. And so I came down here, and the deal was that I would work on my own music at first. Now, we can see how that planned out. Don't be asking me for tracks. Don't be asking for demos or anything from me. But it just turned into, like, really understanding that, okay, I'm kind of decent at the business end of stuff. And he's very well-versed himself. It's just, I think he just wanted an extra person to bounce ideas off of, and then we just seemed to work as a really good team together, and it just kind of flowed. And one day he just asked me, after like 2 years living down here.
It looks so good. Let me see. Let me see.
Yo, he's got us a gun. Y'all made some touches, bro. It looks fire. Wow.
I'm gonna have you lie down on your back with your feet on this side, your head on this side.
This is gonna be so funny, bro.
I'm excited. Oh my god. water. Luckily, it's not bloody water.
First thought that comes to mind when you think of Landon's album 88.1. What's the first thought?
Wall of sound. Wall of sound. This man worked on this project for like 2 years, and he's constantly evolving, trying to like figure out new things to use, whether it's just like a new plugin that he's toying with or something like that. And he, with albums, is crazy because it's very different from the Call Collect series, which I'm sure we'll get to that. But it's kind of, his Call Collects are more of like a mixtape series, and they're not meant to be clean. They're meant to be more dirty, more raw sound and vibe. But the albums he really takes his time with and finesses every little minor thing. He goes crazy. He goes absolutely crazy towards the end trying to mix the final thing. 'Cause he does a lot of stuff himself. He gets help production-wise, but most of the beats are himself. So it's just, it's so much. I mean, if you play through it, there's, summer bangers, but there's also, old school soul in there, and there's also R&B, just like classic elements. It's just a little bit of everything, but so much of everything in one song.
Yeah, pull it.
Oh, is it full?
Yeah.
I'll lock this in. Stupid.
How you feeling?
Alright.
About halfway there?
She got close to my nips. That shit hurt, bro. That shit hurt so bad. Yeah, she got to do some shading around here. Blue dot for Kentucky. Sort of get the Z up there. And then she's going to do some shading in the Goose too. And put some color on the hat and the chain. Sparkle it up.
Let's go.
It's been literally me and you only experiencing this tattoo. He left me for no, I'm just kidding. He's coming. He went to go get food. He's coming back. We knew after the album came out that we wanted to revamp the Call Collect series because we always knew we were going to go to 10. 1 through 5, we found being independent. He's always said if you could push quality and quantity at the same time, which I believe you should do it, So 1 through 5 really helped gain steam for him as far as attraction and actual audience on Spotify. And so we figured, why not follow the album up and just push out a bunch of quality songs that maybe didn't make the album or knew that he's making, and just go with it, And it's like 5 songs every month. He's driving me crazy. He's a madman. It's stressing me out, but we do it. We get to it.
So does he ever tie you into the creative process that he goes through for a track?
It's a little bit of both. He'll ask my opinions on small things. Now, whenever his first album came out, Autumn Icarus, that's whenever he first started learning how to produce and stuff, and he would ask me okay, how does this sound? Because he had never ventured down that path before, so he's very questionable about what he was doing. And I helped out probably more than that than I do with the current stuff. But I'm always throwing in ideas there. I'm like, hey, maybe you should do this. If he's stuck on something, I'm just like, the best thing you can do as a manager is just be there for your artist. And just be like, okay, well, what if you did this? What if you did this? I'm not saying he should do it. I don't really care. It's his whole project. It's all him. But just being there and offering advice or just suggestions is really the big thing. And I do that often, but he's got so many people that are crazy coming in here and playing nowadays that he doesn't need me to really do that anymore. He works with this band called the Broomsticks a lot, and those cats are just crazy. Connor Broom, Heaven McQuarrie, David, Gabe, Dom.
Process been going.
It's going.
Doesn't feel too good.
I was about to cough there, and I was like, no, don't do
You can
it.
cough now.
I was like, God, no.
I wasn't gonna make the joke.
You next, Chris?
Oh yeah, man. You know.
You done?
I'm slow. I didn't get it for a
It's
second.
okay.
Dude, I got mosquito got me real bad.
Oh really? Jeez.
Alright, so there was a bet
Oh god. Here we're getting to this
with
part of it.
Landon's 88.1 album, sophomore
Yeah.
album.
Yeah, there was.
So let's, can you walk us through?
Alright. Yeah, so the bet was he tried this with the first album and we got pretty close. And I can't remember what the standards were for that, but he wanted like #1 R&B charts on Apple Music, and we got pretty close. I think he got like 8th or 5th or 3rd, I don't know, something like that with Automaker's. But with 88.1, he put so much work into it, and I saw him go crazy. I was like, I'll set a low number for him, and I don't know what I was thinking. So the whole concept is if he were to sell, I think it was something like, it was so low. It was like 125 to like 175 album sales for it. That I had to get a Goose tattoo on my chest. Why Goose, you ask? I made the mistake. My dad was in the military, and our last name's Gosser, so obviously they just called him Goose. I made the mistake of telling them that, and they like to mock and poke fun at me and call me Goose Boy Zane all the time. So the concept was that they would put this god-awful goose tattoo on my body, and so now it's going to cover my left pec for eternity. That's alright. This whole thing's temporary too, I guess. That's okay.
Yeah, Zane, if you ever wash up in a lake somewhere, they'll know it's you.
They will.
Are you saying if my head's gone?
Yeah, or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
What? Is this?
Hey, you never know.
You never know, man. It's a cold world.
Oh, that's Goose Boy Zane.
That must be Zane.
Oh, it is. I found his arm with his other tattoo.
Yeah.
Is that the color? Or is that your skin literally bleeding?
Both.
What's the most painful place to tattoo?
Man, it's tedious. Supposedly your foot, right?
Yeah, or like I got the bottom of my foot tattooed because I was like, oh, that's one of the most painful spots.
How did you even do that?
It hurt really bad. Same with the palm of your hand.
Really?
It's supposed to hurt a lot too. Yeah.
I'm not prepared at all because I have one right here, and I got this in high school, my senior year, and it's been like 5 or 6 years, and that was easy. It's my arm. Like, the only bad thing was like the lettering and when they got to like your tricep area. Now this, I don't know if she's gonna hit collarbone or what she's gonna do. Like I got ribs here. I'm gonna be sweating in this chair. You're gonna be getting video footage of me. I just hope I just like don't look like a big old scaredy cat and like if I pass out, don't put that in here. I'm just kidding.
What do you feel is the best part of the experience that you have had working in the music industry? Like, what's like the best part?
That's a good question. I think I just generally love music, so just being around it is kind of already my dream. So that's kind of like helped me out a lot. Like I packed my little V6 Mustang, moved down to Nashville like 5-6 years ago with like a 42-inch TV and a suitcase full of clothes and like $300 to my name. So I really wanted to, I wanted to be involved in the music industry. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I think the best part of it, honestly, is watching the artists develop as they go along. Because I'm not working with people that aren't dedicated and aren't hardworking. Like, they work this music like it's a graveyard shift, but they love it every day. Like, they're making new stuff. They're vibing, It's just, I don't know. I've always wanted to be around it, seeing them grow. Probably the best thing. Nashville's music scene is hit like an interesting kind of point. I've gotten off the phone with a couple of A&Rs from out in LA and New York, and they've kind of said they've noticed this like R&B, pop, hip-hop bubble that's been going on in Nashville is kind of bubbling up. Because everyone's used to the country, you know, the CMAs down here and everything, and we love that industry. But the labels here, I don't think have really emphasized on the growing wave of that scene that's coming, like the whole Nashville pop scene, R&B scene. And I just think it's going to be interesting how it goes about in the next couple of years, because I think labels are going to start paying attention. There's going to be more opportunities for Nashville artists here in the next 10 years for sure, I feel like.
He has a big ass goose on his chest.
Nice.
Wow.
That
is just so
That's
fire.
not tobacco.
We gotta take it. Come here, get here.
Go ahead.
Get in here now. Show the
Sorry,
camera.
the lighting is not the best.
God, Jesus Christ.
Let's go, Z boy. Yes, sir. Let's come on. Come on. Come
Get in
on.
here.
Yeah. It's going to
Bro,
be backwards in the photo.
That's clean.
It is clean.
That chain is fire.
The chain is
Thank
fire.
I fuck with the chain heavy.
That's straight dope.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
What are you hoping for, career-wise, in the near future?
So, currently I manage 3 acts. I manage Landon Sears. I manage our good friend Chris, who grew up with us in Danville, Kentucky as well. He goes by Zen. And then I also manage Layton Lapone. She goes by Layton. I think I'm just gonna, I don't know. I want to venture into a couple different veins as I grow a little bit older. When I mess around with executive producing and stuff like that. Probably gonna stick with management as the main part of my career. But I don't know. I'm down. I'm open to many opportunities, because as long as I'm just involved with the music, that's all that really matters to me. Because I've done about everything. I've shot, well, not shot like you, but I shoot pictures for Landon from time to time when we need them. Run advertising, do about everything, because we're independent. So right now, your boy is running around doing a little bit of everything, but not like too much of anything. So I kind of like that though. I like the versatility. So I'll, probably more of that in the future.
Breaking all my rules, seeing from my point of view, it's a constant push and pull with you. Linger like perfume, out of season, you still bloom. Can't tell if I should turn to you.